photocell detects changes in ambient light levels. It controls the switching of outdoor lighting fixtures based on sunlight availability. It turns on lights when it gets dark and turns them off when it gets light. A contactor is a heavy-duty electrical switch used to control high-power loads. It separates the switching mechanism from the high-voltage circuit, providing safety and reducing wear and tear on the switch. It acts as the primary switching device for the outside signs and lighting. A time clock is a device that automatically turns devices on and off at preset times. It can be used to extend the duration of lighting or signs beyond the hours of darkness. It is convenient for businesses that wish to illuminate signs and entrances at specific times regardless of daylight conditions. The power requirements for outdoor signs and lighting can be significant. A contactor can handle higher currents and voltages than a standard switch, ensuring safe and reliable operation. It allows for remote control of a lighting system, such as through a time clock or a central control panel. It provides a more efficient and centralized approach to controlling multiple lighting circuits. Wiring configuration 1. Connect the power supply to the contactor. 2. Connect the output of the contactor to the outside lighting and signs. 3. Connect the photocell to the contactor's control circuit. 4. Connect the time clock to the contactor's control circuit if desired. 5. Connect a switch to the contactor's control circuit to allow for manual override of the photocell and time clock. By combining the functionality of a photocell, contactor, and time clock, you can create a versatile and efficient outdoor lighting system that automatically responds to changes in daylight and allows for flexible control. Let's delve further into the individual components and their specific functions within an outdoor lighting system. Starting with the photocell, its primary role is to act as a light-sensitive switch. Inside a photocell, there is typically a light-sensitive resistor. This resistor's resistance changes based on the amount of light that hits it. When it's dark, the resistance is high, allowing current to flow through the control circuit of the contactor, which then closes the main circuit and turns on the lights. When it's light, the resistance drops, stopping the current flow to the contactor's control circuit, thus opening the main circuit and turning off the lights. This process is automated and continuous, adapting to the daily cycle of light and darkness. The sensitivity of a photocell can often be adjusted to fine-tune when the lights switch on and off, accounting for factors like ambient light from nearby buildings or seasonal changes in daylight hours. Next, we examine the contactor. Think of a contactor as a robust intermediary between the control circuit and the high-power lighting circuit. It's essentially an electrically controlled switch capable of handling much larger currents than a standard switch. Inside a contactor, there's a coil that, when energized by a small current from the photocell or time clock, creates an electromagnetic field. This field pulls the contactor's contacts together, closing the circuit and allowing the high-power current to flow to the lights. When the coil is de-energized, the contacts separate, breaking the circuit and turning off the lights. Contactors are chosen based on their voltage and current ratings to match the specific requirements of the lighting system they control. This ensures safe and reliable operation, preventing overheating or damage to the switching components. Lastly, we consider the time clock. The time clock introduces another layer of control by allowing you to schedule when the lights turn on and off, regardless of the ambient light level. Time clocks can be simple electromechanical devices with pins or dials that you set to correspond to specific times, or they can be more sophisticated digital devices with programmable schedules. These digital time clocks often offer features like multiple on/off cycles per day, day-of-week scheduling, and even astronomical clock functions that automatically adjust for sunrise and sunset times based on your location. The time clock is connected to the control circuit of the contactor, just like the photocell. However, it can be wired in a way that either the photocell or the time clock can activate the contactor, or both can be required to be active simultaneously depending on the desired logic. Now, let's discuss the reasoning behind wiring these components together in this particular configuration. The primary reason is to provide a comprehensive and automated lighting control system that maximizes energy efficiency. extends the lifespan of the lighting components, and ensures safety. The photocell ensures that the lights are only on when they are needed, that is, when it's dark. This prevents the lights from being on during the day, saving energy and reducing unnecessary wear and tear on the bulbs or lamps. The contactor provides a safe and reliable way to switch the high-power lighting circuits. Standard switches are not designed to handle the large currents drawn by outdoor lighting systems, and using them could lead to overheating, arcing, and even fire hazards. The contactor isolates the low-voltage control circuit from the high-voltage power circuit, protecting both the control components and the people who might be working on the system. The time clock adds flexibility to the system, allowing you to override the photocell and keep the lights on for specific periods, such as during business hours or for security purposes. This is particularly useful for businesses that want to attract customers or deter crime even when it's not dark enough for the photocell to activate the lights. Now let's go through a detailed wiring configuration example, breaking down each step and explaining the purpose of each connection. Firstly, the power supply, which could be a 120 volts or 277 volts circuit depending on the lighting system, is connected to the input terminals of the contactor. This is the main power source that will ultimately energize the lights. Secondly, the output terminals of the contactor are connected to the outdoor lighting fixtures and signed. This is the circuit that carries the high power current to the lights when the contactor is closed. Thirdly, the photocell is connected to the control circuit of the contactor. The photocell typically has 3 wires: a line wire, a load wire, and a neutral wire. The line wire is connected to a power source, often the same circuit that supplies power to the contactor. The load wire is connected to the control coil of the contactor. The neutral wire is connected to the neutral bus in the electrical panel. When the photocell detects darkness, it allows current to flow from the line wire to the load wire, energizing the contactor's control coil and closing the main circuit. Fourthly, the time clock is connected to the control circuit of the contactor in parallel with the photocell. This means that either the photocell or the time clock can energize the contactor's control coil. The time clock also has a line wire, a load wire, and a neutral wire, which are connected in a similar manner to the photocell. When the time clock reaches a programmed on time, it allows current to flow from its line wire to its load wire, energizing the contactor's control coil. Fifthly, a manual override switch is connected to the control circuit of the contactor, also in parallel with the photocell and the time clock. This switch allows you to manually turn the lights on or off, regardless of the status of the photocell or the time clock. The switch is typically a single-pole, single-throw SPSD switch, with one terminal connected to a power source and the other terminal connected to the contactor's control coil. When the switch is closed, it allows current to flow to the contactor's control coil, energizing it and closing the main circuit. It's important to note that all wiring connections must be made in accordance with local electrical codes and regulations, and by a qualified electrician. It's also crucial to use appropriately sized wires and overcurrent protection devices such as circuit breakers or fuses to protect the wiring and equipment from damage due to overloads or short circuits. Furthermore, regular maintenance of the lighting system is essential to ensure its continued safe and efficient operation. This includes inspecting the wiring for damage or corrosion, cleaning the photocell to ensure accurate light detection, and testing the contactor and time clock to verify their proper functioning. In summary, the combination of a photocell, contactor, and time clock provides a comprehensive and automated solution for controlling outdoor lighting systems. It offers energy efficiency, safety, flexibility, and convenience, making it an ideal choice for businesses and organizations that want to effectively manage their outdoor lighting while minimizing energy consumption and maintenance costs. Let's consider some additional aspects of these components and their applications. Photocells are available in various types, each with its own characteristics and suitability for different applications. Some photocells use silicon photodiodes, which are highly sensitive to light and have a fast response time. These are often used in applications where precise light detection is required, such as in scientific instruments or photographic equipment. Other photocells use cadmium sulfide CDS photocells, which are less expensive and more commonly used in outdoor lighting control applications. CDS photocells are less sensitive and have a slower response time than silicon photodiodes, but they are adequate for most outdoor lighting applications. Contactors are also available in a wide range of sizes and configurations, depending on the voltage and current requirements of the lighting system. Some contactors are designed for single-phase power systems, while others are designed for three-phase power systems. Contactors are also rated for different duty cycles, indicating how frequently they can be switched on and off without overheating or failing. Time clocks come in various forms as well, including electromechanical, electronic, and digital models. Electromechanical time clocks use a synchronous motor to drive a rotating dial with pins or tabs that can be set to activate or deactivate a switch at specific times. Electronic time clocks use solid-state circuitry to control the switching function and offer greater accuracy and flexibility than electromechanical time clocks. Digital time clocks use a microprocessor to control the switching function and offer advanced features such as multiple on/off cycles per day, day-of-week scheduling, and astronomical clock functions. When selecting a photocell, contactor, and time clock for a specific application, it's important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the voltage and current requirements of the lighting system. The photocell, contactor, and time clock must be rated for the voltage and current levels of the lighting system to ensure safe and reliable operation. Secondly, the environmental conditions. The components must be able to withstand the environmental conditions in which they will be installed, such as temperature, humidity, and exposure to sunlight and rain. Thirdly, the desired level of automation and control. The photocell, contactor, and time clock should provide the level of automation and control that is needed for the specific application. Fourthly, the cost. The cost of the component should be considered in relation to the overall budget for the lighting system. In addition to the basic wiring configuration described earlier, there are several variations and enhancements that can be added to the system to improve its performance and functionality. One enhancement is to add a surge suppressor to the control circuit of the contactor. A surge suppressor protects the contactor's control coil from damage due to voltage spikes or surges which can be caused by lightning strikes or other electrical disturbances. Another enhancement is to add a manual dimming control to the lighting system. A dimming control allows you to adjust the brightness of the lights, which can be useful for creating different lighting effects or for reducing energy consumption. Dimming controls can be implemented using various technologies, such as phase-cut dimmers, pulse width modulation PWM dimmers, or digital addressable lighting interface dolly systems. A further enhancement is to integrate the lighting system with a building automation system BAS. The BAS allows you to control and monitor various building systems, including lighting, HVAC, and security from a central location. Integrating the lighting system with the BAS can provide greater energy efficiency, improved security, and enhanced control over the building's environment. It is also important to consider energy-efficient lighting technologies, such as LED lighting, when designing or upgrading an outdoor lighting system. LED lighting is significantly more energy efficient than traditional lighting technologies, such as incandescent or fluorescent lighting, and it has a much longer lifespan. By using LED lighting in conjunction with a photocell, contactor, and time clock, you can create a highly energy efficient and cost-effective outdoor lighting system. Here are some additional considerations regarding the installation and maintenance of these systems. Firstly, ensure proper grounding. Grounding is critical for safety and helps to prevent electrical shock. All components, including the contactor, photocell, and time clock, should be properly grounded according to local electrical codes. Secondly, use appropriate wiring methods. The wiring methods used for the system should be appropriate for the environment and the voltage and current levels involved. Conduit or other protective measures should be used to protect the wiring from damage. Thirdly, perform regular inspections. Regular inspections should be performed to check for any signs of damage, corrosion, or wear. Any damaged or worn components should be replaced promptly. Fourthly, keep the photocell clean. The photocell should be kept clean to ensure accurate light detection. Dust, dirt, and debris can reduce the sensitivity of the photocell and cause it to turn the lights on or off at the wrong times. Faithfully test the system periodically. The system should be tested periodically to ensure that all components are functioning properly. This includes testing the photocell to verify that it is turning the lights on and off at the correct light levels, testing the contactor to verify that it is closing and opening the circuit properly, and testing the time clock to verify that it is switching the lights on and off at the programmed times. The NEC, or National Electrical Code, provides guidelines and regulations for the safe installation of electrical systems, including outdoor lighting systems. When installing or modifying an outdoor lighting system, it is essential to comply with all applicable NEC requirements. For example, the NEC specifies the minimum wire size for different circuit capacities, the types of wiring methods that are permitted for different environments, and the requirements for overcurrent protection. The NEC also includes specific requirements for outdoor lighting, such as the height of luminaires, the spacing between luminaires, and the types of luminaires that are permitted in different locations. Furthermore, local building codes and regulations may impose additional requirements for outdoor lighting systems. These requirements may vary depending on the location and the type of property. It is important to check with the local building department to determine the applicable codes and regulations before installing or modifying an outdoor lighting system. Another important aspect to consider is the impact of outdoor lighting on the environment. Excessive or poorly designed outdoor lighting can contribute to light pollution, which can have negative effects on human health, wildlife, and the night sky. To minimize light pollution, it is important to use shielded luminaires that direct the light downward to avoid overlighting, and to use timers or dimmers to reduce the amount of light emitted during off-peak hours. In conclusion, a well-designed and properly installed outdoor lighting system can provide numerous benefits, including improved safety, security, and aesthetics. By using a photocell, contactor, and time clock in conjunction with energy-efficient lighting technologies, and by following all applicable codes and regulations, it is possible to create an outdoor lighting system that is both functional and environmentally responsible. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work to ensure safety and compliance with regulations. They can provide valuable expertise in designing, installing, and maintaining your outdoor lighting system.